What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we need to talk about a new starter deck, and we need to talk about a new competition, and this is all going awesome. When I say new starter deck, I'm talking about starter deck 11. I am fully aware it is not a new starter deck. Well, I literally just showed you a new starter deck. I told you about starter deck 14, which sounds genuinely amazing. Obviously, starter deck 11 is not a new starter deck. It's been out in Japan for a little while, but for us it's a new starter deck, and we have a big update about it. Annoyingly, we don't actually have English scans of all the cards yet, which is really annoying. So in talking about it, I'm going to have to use some Japanese scans from starter deck 11, which, come on, we've all seen the cards in Japan. We've got a bunch of alternate arts of the cards from starter deck 11. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. We can do this, right? But no, apparently we can't, so we're going to use some Japanese scans. And I've told you before, but Starter Deck 11 is a weird one. Now, the good news is we do have official confirmation now. It is coming on the 2nd of February. It's like I always say, we get these distributor dates, and generally speaking, they do tend to be correct, but they're very much subject to change when they get to distributors. We are given a month on the official website, a release month. And then nearer the time we are told the exact day, we now have official confirmation it will release on the 2nd of February. And it is going to be retailing for $11.99, you know the deal, it's a regular starter deck. And we've had some fancy ones lately. Remember, starter deck 10 was a very fancy starter deck, all foil cards, free leaders, deck box, all that fun stuff. This is an ordinary everyday run-of-the-mill starter deck. Except it's actually not. Because there is something about Starter Deck 11 which is unique as I sit here at the moment recording, and that is, it is a majority reprint starter deck. There are 5 new cards in the starter deck, and every other new card in the starter deck is in fact a reprint. And I'm not talking about an alternate art reprint here, I am talking about a straight reprint. No ifs, no buts, no maybes, no alternate art, no nothing. Literally just a straight reprint. So in Starter Deck 11, we actually do have straight reprints of the following film cards. Usopp, which is vanilla but at least sees a bunch of play. Jinbei, Tony Chopper, Trafalgar Law, Nico Robin, Frankie, Bones, which to be fair is a very good one that sees a bunch of play. It's the one that lets you play a free cost or lower film or Straw Hat Crew for free. And Luffy, which is a similar thing. It's a blocker and it lets you play a 4 cost or lower film or Straw Hat for free. And then we've also got a reprint of Zoro in there as well. And actually, I'm lying to you, there is an event card in there as well. They're actually going and reprinting an event card while they're at it. They are giving us a straight reprint of Free Sword Style Onigiri. Cool. And I know that not everyone loves reprints, and that's fine. We've talked about this before. I'm just telling you the ones that are reprinted in the deck. It is kind of cool you get the Luffy, Brook, and Usopp trio in there, because obviously the general rule is you play Luffy, use that to play Brook for free, use that to play Usopp for free, who's vanilla, but you got 5k, so that you can attack into a leader, and they have to, well, with a couple rare exceptions, they have to counter or block. So okay, fine, that's a cool little combo, but these are reprints. Outside of the reprints, we do actually have ourselves 5 legitimately new cards. There is a leader, Uta, that Don X1, when attacking once per turn, look at the top card of your deck. If it's a film card, add it to your hand. Otherwise, it goes to the bottom of your deck. And this has actually seen play and success over in Japan, which is cool. We've then got ourselves 3 new event cards, which we'll talk about more in a minute. You'll see why. So, that's the starter deck. We got the official release date and all of that. That's lovely, but there's more. Because as well as that, they've gone and revealed the ST11 Uta Deck Battle. It is a limited format event, and it is, I believe, fairly said that this is the most limited format you will ever see in your life. Because it's not a starter deck format. A starter deck format would be limited because you would be limited to only playing starter decks. No. This isn't a starter deck format. This is a starter deck 11 format. The only thing you can play in this format is starter deck 11. Not Starter Deck 11, but you're allowed to change out these cards and all of that. No. Starter Deck 11. That is the only thing you can play. Beginners are welcome. Buy the Uta deck and start playing right away. From February the 2nd, which you will notice is the release date of the deck, through February the 23rd, players must use Starter Deck Uta ST11 for this event, and then there's some promos we'll get to in a second. But it's really quite clear here. This isn't use this, but you also get a couple of packs that you can use to change your deck. This isn't use this leader, but you can use... No. It is this deck. And I've told you several times that although Starter Deck 11 has a bunch of reprints, and I know that's disappointing for people, it is actually pretty cool that out of the box, this is a very, very, very cool deck. Well, now we're going to actually see it, but it's going to be a bunch of mirror matches. One of the cool things I really like about this will reward playtesting. Because if everybody's playing the exact same card list, then you can really prepare for this and really figure out what's going on and how to play. And that's actually kind of cool, but it is also going to, and I'm not saying this is a luck-based format. I've not playtested it enough to say that one way or the other, but I am saying that there's got to be an element of luck here in terms of actually figuring out what's good and what's not, and how this actually works. But I'll tell you now, there is going to be a best way to play this mirror match, and some people are going to figure it out, and these people are going to go to a bunch of these tournaments, and they are going to absolutely clean up. So what do you get? Well, there is actually a winner card here. It is a Monkey D. Luffy. It is a vanilla green card. It is a brand new promo 61, 8 cost, 10,000 power, counter plus 1,000. Is it a good card? I mean, look, it's a powerful green card, don't get me wrong. That is awesome. It is a green character that we like very much indeed. That's it. All right? That's what we've got. So, if that's the kind of thing you're into, lovely. Other than that, yeah. Honestly, that's what we're going for. It's not exactly the most exciting card ever, but does it necessarily need to be? And for what it's worth, it's only the second 10k green character we'll have after the Doflamingo from OP04. And that's a 10 cost with no counter. This is an 8 cost with counter. So if what you're looking for is just a powerful green card, a green card what can hit pretty hard, you can see the point of this. I'm not sitting here and arguing this is a phenomenal game-breaking card or anything like that, but I absolutely am arguing that it fills a niche that other cards don't fill. If you want a cheap, really powerful green card with counter, this'll do. The good news is this is literally, and I mean literally, promo 61 with a winner stamp. There is nothing special or different about this other than the winner stamp, and I know for a lot of people they're going to covet that winner stamp, and that's okay. I think this treads the line beautifully, and I love that One Piece does this, because essentially you can either go after this and it's different and it's got a stamp but it's probably going to cost you, because collectors are going to want it, or you can go, it's literally a cheap card with a stamp on it, I'll just use the regular card. You don't need this card, but it's something different and people are going to want it. And then we've got an actual participation pack, and in something we see far more over in Japan than we see over here, there are 8 promos, and you just get a pack of 8 promos for entering, including the Luffy. You enter, you get 8 promos, you move on. We've seen this time and again where Japan get a promo pack like the promos we got recently that are a bunch of characters from the live action. Although the cards don't use images from the live action, but that's the kind of thing we're talking about here. That pack. Well, over in Japan, you get 5 in there, and it's lovely. Over here, you get 1, and it's really annoying. So this is awesome. We love this. What else do we have here? Well, we have, other than the Luffy, just a bunch of actual, kind of promos, kind of not. So remember I told you that there were 3 other new cards in the starter deck, 3 new event cards, well, you get alternate arts of all of those. All of those cards appear in here as alternate arts, which I think is kind of awesome. So we've got new Genesis, 1 cost if your leader is Uta. Look at 3 cards on the top of your deck, find a film card other than new Genesis, add it to your hand, put the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order, and set a Don card to active. So as long as you've got a Don to pay for new Genesis, this is essentially free. You have to have a Don ready, but you pay and then you get it back. So as long as you've got one, you can essentially play this for free. It's really good. We've got I'm Invincible. It's a free cost that sets your Uta leader active, and as a trigger, your leader or character gains 1,000 power this turn. You'll notice these are really specific Uta cards. That is not a coincidence. And then we got Backlight, a 2 cost. If your leader is Uta, you either rest one of your opponent's 5 cost or lower characters, or KO one of their rested 5 cost or lower characters. Cool cards. And then we've got 4 actual full-on promos, new cards, promo numbering, all of that. So we've got Fleeting Lullaby, a 3 cost if your leader is Uta. Up to 2 of your opponent's 4 cost or lower rested characters don't become active during your opponent's next refresh phase. And that happens incidentally whether that is a using it or using it as a trigger. We've got Where the Wind Blows, a 2 cost if your leader is Uta. Set all of your film characters active at the end of this turn. Great for blockers. And also, just if all your characters are active, your opponent can't attack any of them, which is lovely. As a side note, it does the same thing as a trigger, but your leader doesn't need to be Uta in order for it to work. So keep an eye on that. We've then got The World's Continuation. A 2 cost counter if your leader is Uta. You may return any number of characters on your field to the owner's hand, and up to one of your leaders or characters gains 2,000 power for every returned character for this battle. So if you need 1 giant counter, this will work nicely. And then finally, we've got Top Musica, which lets you rest one of your Uta cards. Could be your leader, doesn't have to be your leader. And then that lets you rest up to 2 of your opponent's Don cards. So I kind of love the way we've just got a bunch of cards here which are just unashamedly here for Uta. It's kind of awesome. I like this starter deck. I know some people are going to be upset about the amount of reprints, because they were when it released in Japan. But there are some cool cards in the deck. We've got the new Super Rare. We've got the new leader. And of course, we've got this tournament, which I love this tournament. I think it's brilliant. I love that everybody gets a participation pack with all 8 cards. I think that's awesome. I love that there is a winner card, but it's not alternate art or anything like that. It's just stamped. So there's something worth winning if you win, but you're not really missing out if you don't, which I think is the best way to do it. And I love the idea of just going, I don't know, just by starter deck 11, anyone can play, and then actually rewarding whoever knows the deck best and plays it the best with this winner card. I think it's awesome. But I want to know what you think about Starter Deck 11, about this tournament, about anything you want to tell me. So let me know in the comment section, would ya? Go nuts. Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk One Piece and a bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord, and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.